Hey guys, TechSnackles here today with the review of the Aftershokz Bluez Bluetooth headphones. Now as you can see, they don't look like your traditional headphones, and that's because they're not. They are bone conducting headphones. And if you never heard that technology, in basic words, they transmit vibrations through your bones that go directly into your brain that allow you to hear sound. And they also don't stand in your ears, they stand around this corner of your head. Now you might have heard this technology though. It comes with, for example, Google Glass, and as wearable technology now starts to develop, these tend to be a more popular choice. Now, why exactly would you wear this instead of your traditional everyday headphones? It's basically because, as I told you, it doesn't stand in your ears, so that means it causes little or no damage at all to your hearing, and also allows you to be aware of your environment. So imagine you're crossing the road. It's quite dangerous because normal headphones isolate you from the world outside of you, and this basically allows you to be aware of your environment. If you can be talking to someone and hearing music at the same time, having no problem at all. So it's a little bit safer as well. So without further ado, let's get to the review of this specific unit model, the Aftershokz Bluez. So Aftershokz is a company known for producing a line of bone conducting headphones with sporting activities in mind. And this specific model is the company's first Bluetooth headset. This also happens to be my first encounter with a bone conducting headphone, so bear that in mind throughout this review. Connecting this device to my phone, which is an iPhone in this case, was very simple, and pairing has been very solid and almost instantaneous when I turn these headphones on. And since these are Bluetooth, there are a few commands integrated with the hardware of these headphones. First of all, you are presented with 5 physical functional buttons: a play and pause button, a call button, volume controls that serve as previous and forward controls as well, and the power switch. There's also a small LED light to indicate when your battery is low, different charging stages, Bluetooth status when pairing, and when you're receiving a call. Next to the power switch, you have also the micro USB charging port. The headset also provides you feedback through a robotic female voice that informs you when the power is on, the pairing is done, and the battery status, which I found pretty awesome.
Power on. Audio device connected.
Speaking of battery status, in terms of battery life, I've been having absolutely no problem getting through a full week with these. Obviously, some days I might not use it. It's just occasional day-to-day use. According to Aftershokz, you should get about 6 hours of use with this, of continuous use, and that is satisfactory when you're doing sports. For example, you're not really going to do sports for 6 hours unless it's really an intense section, and should be really no problem. And I've been having absolutely no problem getting close or even 6 hours of use before the battery runs out. Now switching over to the physical buttons, you can perform different actions that include answering a call by pressing the call button or holding the volume keys for 2 seconds to either skip or go back to the previous song, or mute a call by pressing the play and pause button. There are some among quite a few you can perform that are detailed in the annoyingly large multilingual user guide that you are kind of required to go through if you really want to understand every action and how your product works. So as you notice, although these headphones are fairly malleable, they don't really fit in your pocket. And Aftershokz was nice enough to include this little pouch or case, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, it doesn't fix your portability issues, but it was nice of them to include this inside of packaging. Also inside of packaging comes the really big multilingual manual or user guide, whatever you want to call it again. It comes also a micro USB charger, and it comes this really nice tension band, which is recommended for people with smaller than the average size heads, or if you just don't feel that the Aftershock is comfortably or even securely positioned in your head. This will basically allow you to have a tighter grip on your head. In the end, what really matters putting aside functionality, it's how it sounds and performs. And as I remind you again, this is the first time I'm ever using bone conducting headphones, so I cannot compare this to other units, and my experience is very low in this field. But comparing it to traditional headphones, it is a very different experience. So firstly, you must know that they do not isolate your sound. So if you're using this in a not very busy and noisy place, people will be able to hear your music. So in a way, for me, these headphones feel like a speaker stuck against the sides of your head, which can be good in a way that it gives it a stereo effect to it, but the music tones seem weak, especially when listening to more bass-rich music, in which I'm used to the deep bass sounds that my Eurobeats produce. The whole sound experience seems to be a bit flat, especially when a song includes a lot of different mixed instruments, unless you crank the volume to near full, in which the experience can become a bit uncomfortable and bass starts to really shake the headphones, giving a weird tingling sensation on your head. For some reason, at least for me, piano seems to have the best reproduced sound. So wrapping up this review, obviously this is not intended for the audiophile looking for the best audio reproduction, and it'll be quite a while before we are able to make bone conducting headphones that can really immerse us in that experience that we get through our ear. These are not made for that kind of people. These are made for the active person who needs to take business calls while jogging, or just a person who goes running and plays sports and needs to be aware of their surroundings. And this is a great product worth you of considering for that. It's got very good Bluetooth pairing, one of the best I've experienced in headphones. It's comfortable, it's very compact, comes with a carrying case, and charges up pretty quickly and lasts a pretty good, decent battery life. For that ear-free experience, these are definitely worthy of considering. They come at a cost of about £80 and about $100 US. Obviously, Aftershokz offers different models. I suggest you check their website out. They offer models starting at about £35 and $50 US. Obviously, those are not Bluetooth. They do require a cable to connect, but obviously more of checking out those in case these are too pricey for you. So if you live that active lifestyle looking for something like this, obviously check these out. But before you do get into that decision of buying those, I would suggest you take a look at bone conducting headphones. And if you like the sound of it, they're very different from your usual. They don't really isolate the sound for you. They're not the best at recreating sound, but they are a safer way to hear sound without damaging your ear. So that basically sums it up. This has been the review of the Aftershokz Bluez. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if I missed out on anything or you have any questions, be sure to leave it right down below that like button. And also, this has been the last video for 2013. There are more wearable videos coming in the beginning of next year. Right here, this is a teaser. It's also getting the full review treatment. So be sure to subscribe for that and check out the channel for more tech videos if you enjoyed this one. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video, and Happy New Year.